Hello, hockey skaters and goalies around the world, and welcome to another episode of the Ride to the Rink. I'm Lee Elias with Mike Benelli here today, and we're going to talk about why you should not compare yourself to other people. And the first point we're making today, kids, is not about being compared, but it's about being curious. If you see another player on the ice or even someone in the NHL that you think is great, or you think they have a skill set, and sometimes that can settle into your brain of, I'm not good enough, or I'm not going to ever be that good. Swipe that right out. It's about being curious and asking great questions. How can I learn that skill set? How can I get better to be as good as that player? So anytime you feel like you're comparing yourself with someone, I want you to stop and think and become curious about what you can do as a hockey player in order to be better, so that one day a kid will look at you and become curious how they can become as good as you. Now, with that said, I'm going to throw it to my good friend Mike, who's got a few more things on this journey that you can do to make sure that you stay curious.
Yeah, so I think that anybody in your situation as a player, as an up-and-coming hockey athlete, you have to start thinking about what you can do on your own to replicate the success that maybe you see in others. I think the number one thing, and I think the most successful athletes you're going to see are the ones that can put themselves in a situation almost to set their own goals and set their own expectations. Knowing what other players are doing and how they got there is important. But first, identify your journey, not what your head coach thinks, not what maybe other players on your team think. Identify what your journey is. That might take a little bit of thought process. It might take a little writing it down. It might take rewriting. It might take reevaluating, but identify your own journey. And then work on your interests. Work on something you want to find passion in. Work on something that will enhance your game. Work on something that you think is going to give you the upper edge in competing. And then lastly, really think about developing your own skill set. It's so hard to be another player that has a different skill set, that has different attributes, that has a different size, that has different strength. Identify and then develop your skills. And I think that's going to give you the upper edge as you grow as a hockey player in this hockey journey.
Mike's bringing up a lot of great points. Remember that it's not just about being a great skilled hockey player. It's about knowing who you are. As Mike said, knowing your journey, discovering your interests, which may or may not be in hockey. And then above all, developing your own skill sets within those interests to make sure that you're going to be great. This has been a fun one. Again, this is Ride to the Rink. It's a quick episode. If you like this one and you want your parents to learn more about it, make sure you listen to the full episode of Our Kids Play Hockey this week, in which we discuss this and how to separate some kids from the rest when it comes to talent, when it comes to journeys, when it comes to interests, and how to develop that in your family. So thanks so much for listening to this Ride to the Rink. For Mike, I'm Lee. Take care, everybody.